Remediation activity for listening. Good day everyone, my name is Danielle CAPISTRANO. You may refer to me as Teacher Danielle for today, and I will be teaching you a strategy that you can use in remediating difficulties in, take note, listening. I have prepared an activity that's sole purpose is to remediate difficulties in listening among your students. But before we jump into that, let us first start by defining what remediation strategy is. Remediation strategies are one type of intervention. Effective remediation involves assessing the student's needs, providing intervention, and evaluating student outcomes. Successful remediation programs adjust the instruction based on the student's response to the intervention. In this video, we will assume that us teachers have already performed the assessment and we have figured out that the students are in need of a remediation program in listening. They are having a hard time in their listening skills. The only material that we will need for this activity is a map. And with that being said, let us now proceed to the procedures of this activity. Okay, take note. First, make copies of a map for each of your students. It can be a real place or a simple diagram you put together yourself. Then, mark each location and label streets and buildings for the students to use later on as a reference. Give your students directions from a starting point, but do not tell them where you are directing them. They should run their fingers along with the map according to your directions. You may repeat the directions a second time only if needed. Ask students where they ended up. Hopefully, they are at the destination you were leading them to. And now that I have read the procedures, let me show you a demonstration of the activity. I will um, I will present a simulation of a class in where I will show you how this activity works in a real classroom situation. Okay, are you ready? Let's start. Good morning, everyone. For today's lesson, we will have an activity first, okay? Let's have a simple activity that I have called Map It. I want you all to listen to me carefully because this will be important for the activity. You don't have to prepare a ball pen or even a paper. All you need to do is to listen to me and follow all of my directions. Is that clear? Can I have a thumbs up if it's clear? Okay, I see a lot of thumbs up. Okay, I need and I want your participation for this activity because if you get this activity right, if you answer the activity right, you may convert your point into an actual point later on the quiz. Is that clear? Okay, so let's start. As you see in this picture, I have a map. But before we jump into the activity, let me just guide you through the map. Can you see where I'm pointing to? Okay, this is a dump site. Clearly, this is a dump site. This is a pharmacy. This is can anyone guess? It's a bank. It's written in here. This is a beauty salon. This is a jail. This is a farm. This is an aquarium. This is a movie theater. This is a clothing store. This is a coffee shop. This is a post office. This is an arcade. This is a travel agency. This is a garage. And this is a fast food restaurant. It's pretty obvious in the picture. I hope you remember them because you will need them in our activity. Okay, in this activity, listen to me carefully. I will read a text. In that text, I want you to point your finger on the starting point. Where's the starting point? Yes, on the bottom left of the screen. It says you are here. That is your starting point. And as I read the text, what I want you to do is to follow my directions as I'm reading the text, okay? You have to follow with your fingers. Um, and at the end of this activity, I will ask everyone where you end up. If you end up where I want you to end up, and then you get a point. If not, then you do not get a point. That's simple. Okay, can I now read the text, or do you need me to repeat the instruction one more time? Okay, I see a lot of thumbs down, so you don't need another repetition of the instructions. Let me now read the text, okay? Remember, point your finger on the starting point and I will now read the text. You are in a new city and you need to meet your friend to accompany you. You are in a phone call with him, but unfortunately the signal has been lost. The signal has been cut off right before he told you his location. The only thing you have is a series of directions that your friend told you before the signal went off. Try to follow the directions and find your friend. This is the directions. From your starting point, start heading east through the Franklin Street. When you see a gas station, go north, pass by the movie theater, and stop at the intersection of the bank, pharmacy, and the library. From there, start heading east and pass by the factory. Head straight to shopping mall and the beauty salon. Before you reach the prison building, go south and pass by the bus station and the farm. When you see a supermarket, continue heading south, and when you spot the MES Hotel, just walk across the street and your friend is waiting there. The question is, where did you end up? If you end up at the fast food restaurant, you get a point. That's right, you successfully managed to find your friend waiting for you at the fast food restaurant. You have a point, and you may convert that point later on our quiz. Now let's start with our discussion. As you've seen, you've watched, this activity is designed for helping students who have difficulties in listening. Just a few tips. You may use a map that is familiar to your students. That way, your students can relate to the activity and recall in the back of their heads the place that you are referring to. And one more is that you can repeat the directions as much as you like, as long as it's not that time consuming. If the students are having a hard time in following your directions, or they end up in the wrong place in the map, you may repeat the instructions. That's all for today. I hope you learned something in this video, and until next time, bye.